again, we are here to explain you all the things, whatever regarding this free course, that is basic eye anatomy and how vision works. I hope you all know about basic eye anatomy, but let's revise it with the proper expeditions of all the parts of eye. And now, if I'm going to tell you about all the things, I would like to request you to have the course at last, whatever I'm going to suggest you for completion of this course, as that was a paid one, but on reliable charges. So definitely you will be able to get into it and get the certification too. From this course, you are not going to have any certification, but yes, you are going to have a completion thing in on your account. So definitely go ahead with this thing and get the paid session as well. Basic eye anatomy and how vision works. Basically, you all know that eye is having a major parts in it, right? That is internal structures, external structures, and the external structures, every part of the eye is providing you the great, you can say, help to have the vision in the eye. So let's start. You already know that light is traveling through external parts to the internal parts of the eye, and if it is traveling to the internal part, it is then being processed for the to the brain for having a image perception in the retina. So let's not waste our time and start the things. Now the external eye structures. External eye structures is basically the eyelids, eyelashes, conjunctiva. So basically the eyelids is, you already know, this is our upper eyelid and this is our lower eyelid. So these two eyelids are basically providing us in each eye a protective covering. That is basically a kind of shield for the foreign objects not to get in our eye, and excessive light as well, that is avoided by eyelids first. Got it? And it plays a crucial role for spreading the tears, whatever the tear film. You know what is tear film? Tear film is basically your lacrimal duct formation that is being here on the lower eyelid. There is one tear film line, and definitely that tear film will allow you to have the things for spreading out the tears across the eye, and it is also providing us the blinking, and that blinking is basically required for the lubrication and prevention of the dryness. Eyelashes is basically something that are the hairs on eyes, and that eyelashes is basically allows to trap means to keep the airborne particles, whatever is being there as a debris in front of our eyes, so that will get trapped in our eye with the eyelashes, and this provides us a protective barrier to prevent the irritants from reaching the sensitive eye surface. Conjunctiva is basically very thin and it is transparent as well, so it provides you the surface of the eyelids. Got it? And it covers the white part of the eye. It already covers means it is a kind of layer on the white part of the eye, that is a sclera, and it produces mucus that helps you to lubricate the eye and provides a protection against the infection. So let's have a structure view. This is your main eye, and definitely I have told you what about the conjunctiva that is present here, about the eyelashes that is here, and about the, let me have the laser, wait. Okay, so let's start the thing with this is my eyelid, right? And this is my conjunctiva, and this is my eyelashes. These three things I have told you. Now about the conjunctiva, if I say, the conjunctiva is having upper conjunctiva, lower conjunctiva, as well as central conjunctiva, that is having palpebral conjunctiva. Both are having palpebral, and the fornix is just a lining on the palpebral conjunctiva, that is conjunctiva fornix, and bulbar conjunctiva, that is a surface conjunctiva on above the fornix. So this is all about conjunctival part, and if this conjunctiva get affected with any debris or many more things and having an inflammation inside the eye, so it will be caused as a conjunctivitis, that is pink eye. And it can also cause subconjunctival hemorrhage, that is just a blotting or the bursting out of the blood vessels on the conjunctiva. I hope you all understand about the anatomy of external structures of the eye. Now let's get into the internal structures. That is a front section. Front section means it is not, we are not talking about the back section, that is a posterior one. Internal eye structures with the front section, that is cornea, aqueous humor, iris and pupil. Cornea is a kind of transparent membrane of the eye, that or the surface of the eye, that is providing us the refractive power. And this refractive power is basically, what is refraction? Refraction is bending out of the light rays to focus onto the retina. Okay, so basically that is refraction, and the cornea is extremely sensitive part that may have many nerve endings, and it provides you the proper corneal transparency to go through with the light rays inside the retina, on the retina basically. So aqueous humor is something which is very clear fluid, fills that the anterior chamber between the cornea and iris. This aqueous humor is basically very important thing in our eye, which provides us a IOP control, which provides us to have a fluid in the anterior chamber, which maintains our balance with the drainage and the, you can say, production and drainage of the aqueous humor as well. So basically the aqueous humor is playing a crucial role in our eye to maintain our IOP. Iris and pupil is basically a kind of, iris is a kind of colored part in our eye, and it is regulating your light entry to control the pupil size. Definitely you all know that our pupil will get constrict if it is having a more of the light rays in the eye, and if it is in a dark condition, it will be considered in the dilated version. Got it? So hope you all understood about all these things to have a optimization of vision. Next, internal eye structures, that is a back section. Back sections is also involving with the three parts: lens, retina, optic nerve. Lens is basically, you all know that lens plays a crucial role to have the light rays onto the retina while accommodating to have a image perception clearly on the retina. So basically lens is changing its shape, that is known as accommodation. If it changes its shape to while focusing on the objects, that is varying with the distance, it could be near, it could be distance. So basically the lens is having an accommodation process. Retina is basically contains the photoreceptor cells to detect the light, and it converts it into the neural signal. Retina is having many nerve endings as well. So basically it is providing you the neural signals that will go to the optic nerve, and optic nerve will go to the brain with the path, that is visual pathway, and get all the things done with a good and clear and contrasted visual perception. Next is basically your optic nerve. Optic nerve will then transmit all the visual information from the retina to the brain. So this is about the things that I want to tell you. And the photoreceptors consist of two things, that is rod cells and cone cells. Rod cells are basically those cells which is working in a night vision, low light conditions, where your pupil get dilates. Okay, but in the cone cells it is providing you the color vision, as well as it works in a daylight condition. That's why in the night vision you are not able to identify the colors properly, but in the daylight condition you will be able to identify the colors properly because your cone cells are working on it. One more thing I want to tell you, that the cone cells are in the central part more compared to the peripheral retina, and peripheral retina is having a rod cells more compared to the central retina. Got it? Hope you all got it. Next, how light travels through the eye. First of all, it is getting entered through the cornea. Okay, then it is having a refraction that will pass through the aqueous humor. Regulation, it is having a regulation as well through the iris that will control the amount of light that entered into the eye. If it is getting more, it will get constrict. If it is getting less, it will get dilate. Focusing, the focusing part will be done through the lens, that is adjusting the image size or the adjusting the lens shape according to the object size. Got it? Next, detection. Detection will be done from the retina part. and the retina will then capture the image to produce the neural signals that will get transmit to the optic nerve. I hope you all got this thing, and definitely this will help you out to how light travels through the eye. Photoreceptor cells, I have already told you that what are rod cells, what are cone cells, and what is the distribution. Let's revise it. Rod cells are working in a dim light condition, that is having a night vision, and it is about 120 million distributed in the periphery part of the retina. Cones are basically providing you the color vision, that is having a high resolution of the visual acuity. Cone cells provide you the bright light, and it is approximately 6 to 7 millions in the central part of the retina, and it is less in that one periphery part of the retina. There are three types of cones that are sensitive to the different wavelength of the light: red, green, and blue. Got it? To have a color vision properly. Distribution is basically, I have told you, rod cells are in the periphery more compared to the central, and cone cells are in central more compared to the periphery. So this is the main thing I want to tell you about the processing of the vision. Now the visual pathway to the brain, how the brain is carrying the information through which parts of the visual pathway as well as the eye. First of all, retina will start sending the neural signals to the optic nerve. Optic nerve will then carries all the information to the optic chiasm. Optic chiasm is a part of visual pathway behind the optic nerve. Got it? So once the optic nerve is carrying all the things, all the neural signals, it will get into the optic chiasm, and definitely it will provide you the half of the vision, half of the field vision. Optic chiasm is providing you half field vision of both the eyes. Got it? So if this optic chiasm is getting disturbed, so what is happening? Hemispheric visual field loss is there. That you already know, heminopia. Got it? So that is the optic chiasm issues, and then it will pass through the optic tract. Optic tract will consider all the visual information to process through the centers of the retina, process through the centers of the brain, and then it will pass on to the visual cortex. It is basically in the occipital lobe, and it provides a visual perception. At last, this will get into the reverse section and provide the message to the retina to have the image perception properly. So basically all these things are understood in detail in the next session that is there on the landing page. So please go through with it and enroll yourself to get your better knowledge. And I hope you all understand this thing. So please write a comment on this, or else you can like the videos as well. Provide the reviews, how you like it, and is it helpful for you all or not. Thank you so much, and please enroll yourself to get more knowledge about it. Thank you.